The Blind Man and the Elephant.
Long, long ago, 6 blind men lived in a village in India. All of them had been born blind. They were loved by the other villagers who kept them away from harm. Now, since the blind men could not see, they had to imagine what the wonderful world and the things in it looked like. They listened carefully to the stories told by travelers in order to learn about life outside the village. The men were curious about many of the stories they heard, but they were most curious about elephants. They were told that elephants could trample forests, carry huge burdens, and frighten everyone with their loud trumpet calls.
The blind man argued day and night about elephants.
An elephant must be a powerful giant, said the first blind man. He had heard stories about elephants being used to clear forests and build roads. No, you must be wrong, argued the second blind man. An elephant must be graceful and gentle. You are wrong. I have heard that an elephant can pierce a man's heart with its terrible horn, said the third blind man. Please, said the fourth blind man, you're all mistaken. An elephant is nothing more than a large sort of cow. I'm sure that an elephant is something magical, said the fifth blind man. I don't believe elephants exist at all, declared the sixth blind man. Finally, the villagers grew tired of all the arguments and arranged for the curious men to meet an actual elephant. A young boy from their village guided the blind men towards the elephant that was in their Raja's palace. The smallest man put his hand on the boy's shoulder. The second blind man put his hand on his friend's shoulder, and so on until all 6 men were ready to walk safely behind the boy who led them to the animal. The blind men reached the spot in the palace where stood the elephant. The blind men stepped forward to touch the creature that was the topic of so many arguments. The first blind man reached out and touched the side of the huge animal. An elephant is smooth and solid like a wall, he declared. The second blind man put his hand on the elephant's trunk. An elephant is like a giant snake, he announced. The third blind man felt the elephant's pointed tusk. I was right, he decided. This creature is as sharp and deadly as a spear. The fourth blind man touched one of the elephant's 4 legs. He said, This is an extremely large cow. The fifth blind man felt the elephant's giant ear. I believe an elephant is like a huge fan, he said. The sixth blind man gave a tug on the elephant's coarse tail. Why? This is nothing more than a piece of old rope. Dangerous indeed, he laughed. The 6 blind men started talking about the elephant all at once. An elephant is like a wall, said the first blind man. Surely we can finally agree on that. A wall? Certainly not. An elephant is a giant snake, answered the second blind man.
It's a spear, I tell you,
insisted the third blind man.
I'm certain it's a giant cow,
said the fourth blind man. Fan, there's no doubt, said the fifth blind man. Don't you see, argued the sixth blind man. Someone used a rope to trick us. Their argument continued, and their shouts grew louder and louder. Wall, snake, spear, cow, fan, a rope. Stop shouting, called a very angry voice. It was the Raja, awakened from his nap by the noisy argument. How can each of you be so certain that you're right? Asked the king. The 6 blind men thought about the question, and then, knowing the Raja to be a very wise man, they decided to say nothing at all. The elephant is a very large animal, said the Raja kindly. Each of you touched only one part. Perhaps if you put the parts together, you will see the truth. Now, let me finish my nap in peace. He is right, said the first blind man. To learn the truth, we must put all the parts together. Let's discuss this on the journey home.